Welcome back to another episode of Decompress. On this week's episode, I'm going to talk about what's in my camera bag. I like to think of this as a bag of magic, and you might too. So with that being said, let's decompress this bag. Said YouTube only gives me 15 minutes because I just started out, so let's get started. We're going to have to rush through this thing. And mind you, I'm not going to be doing in-depth reviews on any of this gear. This is just a brief overview of what's in my bag. This right here is the Lowepro Magnum 650 AW. Phenomenal in all of its glory. I mean, check this thing out. There's so much room for activity in this thing. Like, you could live inside this thing. I can fit everything that I pretty much have and will ever possibly need on a wedding day in this bag. All this is totally adjustable and customizable. You've got the zippers here in the front. There's tons of storage here. Still got the battery inside for the gimbal. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. Moving on. You've got side storage here. There's storage compartments up here. This bag is just awesome. And it is rain tight. I mean, it's solid. If you're out shooting and it starts to get wet, you're good. You are so good with this bag. Okay. The essence of magic. Sony A7iii. It's the A7iii. I don't know if you heard that. It's the A7iii. That's all I need to say about this one. If you're not shooting with Sony, you probably need to get with the times. That's all I'm saying. So the camera that this is being shot with is the A7iii also. I used two of these bodies on my wedding day. They both fit in this bag. Also, one lens that I'm not going to be able to show you that's actually on the camera right now is the Sony 24G Master 1.4. Phenomenal lens. And so two of these Sony A7iii camera bodies. Up next, we have the Sony 85mm G Master f1.4. This is a phenomenal lens. I use this lens all the time. I'm a big fan of the G Master series. All three lenses that I own are all G Masters. And although they're very expensive, if you're in a professional business, especially with weddings and stuff, if you can afford it, if you got the means to do it, you really need to be shooting with these G Master lenses. They're phenomenal. So the 85. And then my pride and joy. Just picked this up last week. The Sony 135 G Master f1.8. I used this on a wedding for the first time this weekend. I can't wait to do a review on this thing. This is hands down the sharpest lens with the most beautiful bokeh I've ever seen. I have shot with a lot of lenses from different cameras and different camera brands. This 135 is living up to the hype. So I'm pretty stoked about doing a review on this thing. So stay tuned. Up next, we have the DJI Mavic Air. I'm a hybrid shooter. I do both photo and video. And so this thing right here is absolutely phenomenal. I can literally put this in my back pocket and use it on wedding days. Just like it's not even there. And so this is something else that's in my camera bag this year. This is the first year using this, and it would be hard to go to a wedding without it. It is awesome. The brand new Ronin SC Gimbal for mirrorless cameras. Half the weight of the S and still just as awesome. If you're curious about gimbals, or if maybe you already have some other gimbals and you're using a mirrorless camera, I highly recommend saving your arm strength and checking this bad boy out, because it is just phenomenal, buttery smooth, just awesome. So there's that. Off-camera lighting. Every photographer needs off-camera flash. And while it's always awesome to have speed lights, and if you're going to get a speed light, I do recommend the Godox V860 2S for whatever camera mount that you have. But I also recommend, highly recommend, the Godox AD200s. They're also known as the Wistro AD200s. I think the Flashpoint is also another name for these. I believe. I could be wrong on that. But these are absolutely phenomenal. Hands down the best. And you can see here that I've got these MagMod mounts, the mag grips that go on the outside of this. What's a MagMod, you ask? I'm glad you did ask. That is a mag sphere for this wonderful MagMod system. This is a no-brainer. Don't know why you're not doing this yet, but you definitely need to be. So there's that. Also have one on my speed light. There's tons of other attachments. You got the mag sphere, you got the mag grids, there's mag gels and mag gel holders. There's a ton of accessories. The whole MagMod system is absolutely phenomenal. So if you're not using MagMod, you need to be. What is in this little pouch, you might ask? Audio at its absolute finest. The Tascam, I think it's the D10L, I believe is, yeah, the DR10L is the model of this one. It is half of the price of most other name brand audio recording devices, lapel mics out on the market, and it is superior in its audio quality. And so when you see me out shooting stuff that I'm not here in the office, I will be geared up with one of these. And I'll also be doing reviews along the way. So Tascam DR10L, 2 of them in my camera bag for miking up the groom and the reverend. And they also make these in white also if you want to try to mic up the bride. Sometimes that can be pretty tedious, but the option is there if you wanted to do it. There's something else I'm pretty excited about. I actually just got this bad boy in the mail and haven't actually got to use it yet, but I'm pretty stoked. And after doing a lot of reviews and a lot of research, I think that this is going to be pretty awesome, and I will be doing a review on this thing. So, though it's pricey, I would say it is worth every single penny. Look at that. Look at that. This is the Polar Pro variable density lens. It changes between 2 and 5 stops of light. This is the Peter McKinnon edition. The fact that it's got his name to it is probably one reason. I do like Peter, don't get me wrong. I love his stuff. But the fact that it's got Peter McKinnon's name on it is probably one reason why it's so freaking expensive. However, this thing's awesome compared to other ones that are out there on the market, and there are some expensive ones on the market. This one is pretty phenomenal. So there you go, Peter McKinnon edition. Check this thing out. Something that every photographer needs to have with them at all points and times. This rocket blower for blowing off your lenses, inside your camera and the sensor and stuff like that. How are you able to leave your house without using one of these or having one of these in your bag? You never know what's going to happen. And this thing right here will come in handy. I promise. If it's not yet, it will come in very handy one day. Up next we have the Litra Pro. This little light, though expensive, is pretty amazing and can be used in all kinds of situations. It's waterproof. The battery life is phenomenal. Oh, and not to mention, it is bicolor. And what does that mean, you might ask? That means that on the Kelvin scale, it ranges from 3,000 to 6,000. And so you can deal with all kinds of stuff having a bicolored continuous light of just this size. It's awesome for detail shots, or if you're in a really, just get creative. This thing will help you in getting very, very creative. It is just an awesome little light here. And so I highly recommend these Litra Pros. They're just phenomenal lights. What is this, you might ask? This, my friend, is the holdfast moneymaker. And yes, it does. This thing is elegant, it's classy. It is made, I think, of buffalo. That's pretty awesome. Like, it's a buffalo. Its build quality and everything is absolutely phenomenal. I have used this on a ton of weddings. I use this at every wedding that I do. It's a dual harness for both of your cameras. Because I'm a firm believer that if I'm shooting a wedding, I'm carrying 2 camera bodies all day long. Not only for just have backup if one goes down, but also I like to have I only shoot prime lenses, and I like to have 2 different primes right there at any given point in time. So the holdfast moneymaker, you got to have this in your camera bag. Up next, we have the power brick. You have to have a power brick in your bag. You never know what's going to happen when you're going to need to charge something, whether it be your phone, and maybe that's what you have the itinerary on and they don't have any printed out, or maybe you've got one of these Litra Pros. which you can use this external battery to continue powering the Lowepro, by the way. I'm pretty stoked about doing reviews on most of this stuff. I don't just buy garbage. If I have it, there's a good reason that I have it, and it's something that you probably need to know and maybe even have yourself, depending on what your business is. So this is the Anchor power brick, and it does have quick charge, I guess the USB-C, and it's an awesome little power brick. I always recommend having, like, I don't know, 476 batteries of every assortment of every piece of equipment that you have, especially on wedding days, just because it's technology and you really just can't trust it. Better to be safe than sorry. So, all these batteries, definitely need those. One other thing that I have in my camera bag that you can't see right now because I can see myself in it is the Atamos Ninja 5 monitor. I've got the Ninja 5, and I've also got the Shinobi. The only difference between the two is that the Ninja 5 can actually record your camera screen, and it's going to come in pretty handy for when I start doing gear reviews. And then you can see exactly what I'm seeing through my camera, and so that's coming pretty soon. So that's one thing that I can't show you right now, and that I will be doing a review on in the future is the Atamos Shinobi and the Atamos Ninja 5. Both are awesome monitors, and if you're looking at picking up a monitor, I highly recommend looking at those two monitors because they're just phenomenal. Other than that, I have memory cards on memory cards on memory cards. I like to make it rain memory cards around here. You can never have too many memory cards. And if you're shooting weddings, let me just throw this piece of advice. I know that there is some camera brands out there, I'm not going to name any names, Canon and Nikon, that have come out and tried to infiltrate the mirrorless market and have had the audacity of releasing a professional grade camera with only one memory card slot. What were you smoking? How am I going to use this on a wedding day with only one memory card slot? Why is it important to have two memory card slots, you might ask? I'm glad you did ask. That way, if one fails, then I have another one that it has also wrote all the pictures to. So, if one memory card goes bad or one port goes bad on my camera, I have all those pictures that have been simultaneously writing onto another memory card in a different card slot. It is terrifying to think that I would be shooting a wedding and only have one memory card slot. That is terrifying. Please do not go shoot someone's wedding with only one memory card slot. Do yourself a favor, do them a favor, do your clients a favor. Plus, Sony's way better anyway. So, there's that. So, that pretty much wraps it up for what I have in my 2019 wedding bag. And so I take this gear with me everywhere. This Lowepro bag is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to be leaving links for all of this equipment that I use in the description below. Do me a favor, and if you are interested in any of this gear, go to the link that I've posted right here. I can't lie, it will give me a small kickback of anything that you purchase, but it will help support further videos on this channel. So if you like this channel and you like the videos, the content is adding value to your business, then I would really appreciate you to hit that subscribe, tell your friends, interact with me in the comments below, and smash that bell button to be alerted whenever new videos are being posted. So I'm so glad that y'all decided to stop by, hang out with me for a little while, and tolerate my ranting on one of my favorite subjects. So with that being said, thanks for stopping by Decompressed, and I'll talk to you soon.